If you're really serious about a career in Linux, I'm talking system administrator, developer, DevOps, you name it, there are a couple of tools you just have to know. Today, we're going to build that essential toolkit. We're focusing on two absolute powerhouses that can make or break not just your technical interviews, but your day-to-day work. So let's dive in.
All right, let's kick things off with a question that gets right to the point. Imagine you're on a high-stakes interview for that dream Linux job. They ask you to log into a server to fix a problem right now. What are the two tools they're almost guaranteed to be watching you use?
And the answer? It's simple. The Vim editor and the Linux shell. These aren't just little programs. They're the fundamental way you talk to, control, and shape a Linux system. Knowing your way around these isn't a nice-to-have, it's a core competency.
And that's exactly why we're calling this your Linux Career Toolkit. Don't think of these as some dusty old command line utilities. Think of them as the keys that unlock professional speed, serious troubleshooting skills, and your next career move in the Linux world.
But hey, don't just take my word for it. The consensus out there is crystal clear. Mastering Vim and the shell is absolutely critical. This isn't just about passing some exam. It's about being the person who can solve problems when the pressure's on and confidently handle whatever a system throws at you.
So let's crack open the first part of our toolkit and take a look inside the V editor. You know, for a lot of people, Vi can seem a little scary at first, but once you get the logic behind it, you'll see why it's been an essential tool for decades. At its heart, Vim is a text editor, but unlike anything you've used on a desktop, it's modal. And that's the key concept we need to get. It's also super lightweight, and here's the important part. It is guaranteed to be on any Linux or Unix system you ever log into. That's why you can't escape it. Okay, so the secret to Vi is knowing it has 3 different modes. When you first open it, you're in command mode. Here, your keyboard doesn't type text. It issues commands, like move down a line or delete this word. To actually type, you hit I for insert mode. Now you can write. When you're done, you hit escape to go back to command mode, then a colon, which takes you to last line mode. That's where you save and quit. It's a simple rhythm. Command, insert, command, save. First things first, the absolute must-knows. You open a file just by typing VI and its name. Once you're in, the colon is your key to getting things done. WQ saves your work and gets you out. But honestly, the most important command for a beginner is Q exclamation. If you've made a total mess and just need to escape without saving, that little exclamation point is your get-out-of-jail-free card.
Now for the real magic of command mode, moving around without ever touching a mouse. Your fingers never have to leave the home row. H, J, K, and L become your arrow keys. It feels a little weird at first, I get it, but it's incredibly fast once it's in your muscle memory. You can jump whole words with W and B, zip to the beginning or end of a line with $0 and $, or leap to the very bottom of the file with the capital G. This is what speed feels like.
And this is where you really start to feel the power. 2 taps of D, DD, and you've deleted an entire line. Gone. 2 taps of Y, yanks it or copies it, and P slaps it down right below. These simple little commands become this powerful language for moving text around. And if you need to find something, just hit /, type what you're looking for, and hit enter. It's like having a surgical tool for your text files.
All right, with Vim in our back pocket, let's grab the second core tool from our kit, the Linux shell. If Vim is your scalpel for editing files, then the shell, well, the shell is your command center for the entire operating system.
So what even is the shell? Think of it like a translator. It's a program that takes the commands you type and tells the operating system's core, the kernel, what you want it to do. When you type a command like ls, the shell is what makes it happen. You're giving direct orders, and the system listens. You are in control.
These commands are going to be your bread and butter as a sysadmin. Seriously. Need to see details about your files? ls-l. Hunting for one specific error message inside a massive log file? Grip is your best friend. Trying to figure out what in the world is slowing down the server? PS will show you every single thing that's running. And if you ever get stuck, just type man and the command name. It's the manual, right there when you need it.
But here's the cool part. You don't have to type these commands over and over again. You can bundle them into shell scripts to automate pretty much anything. You start with a little thing called a shebang. You use variables, loops, and logic, and then you make the script runnable. This is the leap from just using Linux to truly commanding it. This is how you turn boring chores into automated solutions.
Okay, theory is great,
But let's see how this toolkit actually performs in the real world. Let's put VM and the shell together to solve the kind of problems that you are definitely going to face on the job.
So picture this. The pressure is on. A web server is down, and it's because of one tiny typo in a config file. You've got access to the terminal, but that's it. No fancy graphical interface. You need to find that typo and fix it, fast. What do you do?
Here's how a pro handles it. 4 quick steps. 1. Open the file and use the / to instantly search for the bad text. 2. When your cursor is on it, type CW for change word. This deletes the wrong word and immediately puts you into insert mode. 3. You type the correction, hit escape. 4. WQ to save and quit. Boom! Problem solved in about 10 seconds. That is professional efficiency.
Okay, here's another one you'll absolutely see. It's a classic interview question and a real-world headache. You've just finished editing a file in Vim, you go to save it with :W, and the system just shoots back permission denied. What's going on?
That error message is your biggest clue. It's almost always about permissions. Either you don't own the file or the file itself is set to be read-only for your user account. For a sysadmin, the solution is usually to quit without saving, remember Q!, and then reopen the file using sudo vi. Sudo elevates your privileges just for that one command and lets you make the change.
So, we've built the toolkit, we've seen it in action, now let's bring it all home. How do you take this knowledge and use it to pass that technical interview, to pass the Linux test?
Look, interviewers aren't asking you about Vim and the shell to trick you. They ask because they know that's what you'll be using every single day to do the job. Showing them you're fluent here is the fastest way to prove you're a capable, competent professional.
So when you walk into that interview, here's your game plan. Don't just say, I know Vim, explain its modal nature. When they ask about commands, talk about navigating efficiently with HJKL or how you'd manipulate text with DD and YY. Show them you know how to manage the system with core shell commands and be ready with a simple example of a script you'd write. That's how you show you're not just book smart, you're a real problem solver.
We've covered the what and the why. We've basically handed you the tools and a map for your Linux career. The only thing left to do now is practice. Practice until it becomes second nature. So, I'll leave you with this to think about. Now that you have the toolkit, what will be your next command?